now for John Clarke and Bryan Dawe on a parliamentary week dominated by Afghanistan.
Stephen Smith, thanks for your time.
Good evening, Brian. It's very good to be with you.
Can I ask you about this big debate about our role in the war in Afghanistan?
Yes, this is very important, yes.
Is the debate a good thing?
Well, I think it's very difficult, Brian, to argue that a debate is not a good thing.
So why didn't we have one before we went there?
Well, there's not always time for a debate, Brian. I mean, in the deployment of troops, for example, you often need to act very swiftly. There are issues of security, and so very often you're...
making decisions on the run.
No, Brian, you're not doing that. You're making very sensible decisions, but you are having to make them very quickly.
Can you give me an example?
Well, if the building catches fire here, Brian, we're not going to have a debate about whether to call the fire brigade.
No, we can have the debate later, I understand
that would be the ideal time to have the debate, a good deal later.
Yeah, but we're not going to pull out of Afghanistan. That's the point. The government and the opposition agree.
Well, Brian, let me stress that in Afghanistan our position is that we require certain conditions to be fulfilled there before our role will be completed.
What does that mean?
Well, it means that we're not going in there on some sort of time-based conflict.
Like the 100-year War.
Yeah, like the 100 Years' War or some other reasonably swift kind of in-and-out date-based strategy. We're not doing that. We require certain things to be the case before we'll pull out of there.
Well, how long do you think this is going to go on?
The war or the debate?
The war.
Oh, well, the war could go on for some time, Brian. I've heard a decade, perhaps two decades.
And what about our role increasing in the future? I mean, if you look at the British government, it's reviewing its defence budget.
They are, yes. Yeah. They're reviewing that just this week, Brian. This has just come through. There's a review of their defence capability going on right now.
This is a sop with camel.
Yeah, on the back. Turn it over. On the back, Brian, is listed a detailed list of the pullouts. They're decommissioning the Harriers, for example.
They're doing this with the Navy by the looks of it.
They're doing it with the Navy as well, yeah.
They're scrapping the Ark Royal.
Well, they're replacing the Ark Royal.
Replacing with what?
David Cameron.
They're replacing the Ark Royal with David Cameron?
David Cameron. Here it is, Brian. They're decommissioning the Ark Royal 4 years early and are building another aircraft carrier.
What for?
Well, to carry aircraft.
But they haven't got any aircraft, have they?
They don't need the aircraft yet.
Why not?
Well, because they haven't yet built the aircraft carrier they're going to carry them on.
Well, what's the point in building an aircraft carrier if you haven't got any aircraft?
Well, you've got to have an aircraft carrier, Brian, or you can't carry aircraft at all.
What aircraft?
The aircraft you haven't got.
But you haven't got them yet.
No, but you're going to have them. At some future point, those aircraft will turn up.
Why?
Brian, you're building an aircraft carrier. The sole purpose of building an aircraft carrier is to carry aircraft.
Thanks for your time.
No, that's my pleasure. But can I have that back, incidentally? That's an official document. Yeah. It looks good, though, doesn't it?
Sop with camel.
Sop with camel. I wonder how many of those they've got. We might buy them if they've finished with them.
Better than the Sea Sprite.
Well, it looks like they fly.